So y'all listen. Somebody said they hit us yesterday, y'all. They said they hit us. What? I was tickled. I'm like, whoa. Okay, so let me tell y'all what happened. So I do the same stuff pretty much every day when I get off, right? And I don't care. I'm grown. I can do what I want to do. I'm free. So anyway, so I'm sitting in the car jamming, right? A car pull up. I notice this every day. Some weird cars be pulling up. People that don't even live there. You know what I'm saying? But I be checking them out. So a car pulls up on side of me. Dark tinted windows. I can't see. They park. They there for a long time. But nobody got out the car. I could see like 2 bodies in there. It might have been 3. It might have been somebody in the backseat. But like I said, the windows was tinted. And I be minding my damn business. So I wasn't paying them no attention, but I'm alert. So I'm looking out the corner of my eyes, right? So next thing I know, dude, the driver, he get out the car and go to the back of the car and put something in the trunk. I couldn't tell if it was a female on the passenger side because they had like almost like a bonnet, but it could have been a bonnet for some locks, right? So it could have been a dude, but I couldn't make it out and I didn't want to stare. So look, I'm just steady damn doing what I'm doing on my phone, right? So I told y'all, he got out and put something in the trunk. I wasn't even looking at the time. I should have been looking to see what he put in that trunk. Like, was it a bag or whatever? So I ain't paying no mind. I'm paying no mind, but I ain't paying no mind, right? Because I'm just being aware of what's going on around me. So y'all, he went to that trunk and he just stood by the back of the car. Now, the other person, for sure, one person was in the car. So y'all, I'm like, you know how you can feel somebody looking? They on my left, right? So you can feel somebody looking. So I turned my head and looked to the back of his car because I'm sitting in my passenger side. I wasn't even sitting in my driver's side. I was in the car by myself, but I got in on the passenger side. So I'm sitting there. So I looked to the back, like where he's standing to the back of his car by that trunk. Y'all, that man was staring me down, like he was looking at me. And when I looked around and I looked and our eyes met, baby, I say, oh, this is a hitter. Okay. So, cause he was looking at me like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if y'all know, I'm a reader. I read energy. I knew that look was intended for me. So I'm like, okay. But he kind of looked like somebody I knew. That's what made me look in the beginning. Cause somebody that's around there that lived there, they kind of favor. So I was like, oh, that's who I thought it was at first. And I was like, oh, that's old boy. But when I looked, I was like, oh, no, that ain't him. But that's when I knew he was looking at me. I was like, okay. So I'm sitting in the car. I look again. You know how you turn away and look back, the man still looking at me. I'm like, ain't this about a bitch? The Lord, I'm about to sing you one. So peep this. I never looked to the right. But he looked at me, then he'll look to the right, which made me look to the right? Y'all, when I look to the right, guess who on the right? The laws. I don't know where they came from. But they parked. Like, half of their vehicles showing and the half is not. So I look over there and I'm like, oh, well, maybe. Like, I'm trying to put it together now. So I'm like, well, maybe he pulled in here. So, he was trying to duck the laws or something. You know, maybe that's why. But I was like, but he sure been there a long time. But I never looked that way to see if the police had been there a long time. I was like, well, where they came from? Because when I pulled up, they wasn't over there. And I had been in a car, I know, like about maybe 20, 25 minutes. So somewhere in between there with me not paying attention, the laws had pulled up on the right. They wasn't in the same parking lot, okay? So keep that in mind. But they was enough where they could see what was going on. But they really had their windows to the back. The front of their car was showing. So it's like questionable about whether or not they could see where I was or not. So I don't know if that's what he was trying to gauge. Like, is they just sitting there or is they paying attention? Because he didn't know. You know how somebody want to take a chance, but they ain't really too sure. It was that kind of look, but it was a mean look at me like, yeah, B, or whatever. Like no smile, no nod, no turn away. He was looking me dead in my face, like to let me know his ass is here for me. But this the crazy part. The person don't stay there, but I seen them before. Back then, several times, just back then in their place. But I had to find out they don't stay there. So I'm like, that's interesting. So look, I said, I looked again toward the right, where the police was, right? So I looked again toward the right, then I look at him, because I'm trying to figure out, am I sitting in the middle of some kind of, like, is the police after them? Like, do they have me in the middle of something that might be turned into a power out? You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking now, now I'm tuned in. I'm like, what the hell? So, because I see the way he doing. Like, he was the one that got my attention to how he was looking. You know what I'm saying? Like, he'll look at the houses, then he'll mean mug me, then he'll look at the hall. Like, I was like, I ain't calling motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what y'all got going on. Yo. So I said, okay. So I see the police ease up in the little spot they was, like, they finna turn on the road. Like, they about to leave from wherever they at. So I was like, okay, the police about to leave. So what I'm going to do is, while the police about to leave, and they got to pass in front of him, I'm going to go ahead, you know, in front of where I was, I'm going to get out the car now. You know what I'm saying? And go on inside while the police pass. Because I thought they was finna go. Baby. So I start walking, right? So I'm like still listening to my jam and I'm dancing, but I'm making it to go in the building, y'all. I thought the police was not, because I looked back, I didn't see the police on the road. So I'm like, damn, they must have drove off fast. Y'all, I look behind me. Why is the police in the parking lot where we at now? They pull up, get out the SUV, because they was in the SUV, and they going in the building with me. They open the door for me, right? I go in, because I ain't see where they came from. I'm like, where the hell them police came from? You know, I didn't see them turn. I guess when I turned my head, they just swooped on into the next parking lot, which where we was at. Because I'm thinking they going on the road, right? So, baby, look, the police park, they get out. We go in the building. I stop and look back. Oh, boy, they gone. They just shot the hell out. They just shot out. I was like, So they was there for me. So who sent the hitters? Let me tell you something. You sent your hitters. Now I'll give you something to send them for.